The real difference between rich and poor isn't always measured in dollars. It's measured in how people think. Two people can face the exact same situation, yet their outcomes will look completely different because of the mindset they carry into it. One person sees obstacles as dead ends. The other sees them as detours toward a new opportunity. One believes success is out of reach. The other believes it's simply a matter of finding the way. It's not about luck or privilege alone. It's about perspective. Because when you shift the way you think, you shift the way you act, and those actions eventually shape your results. In the end, it's mindset that builds wealth long before money ever does. The language we use with ourselves shapes the possibilities we see. A poor mindset looks at a challenge and says, "I can't afford this. I can't do this. I can't find a way." It stops before it even starts. But a rich mindset asks, "How can I make this work? What can I do differently? Where is the opportunity hidden in this?" That single shift in language transforms limits into questions, and questions open the door to solutions. It's not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to look for them. Because the moment you move from "I can't" to "how can I," you stop being trapped by the problem and start moving toward the possibility. Risk is one of the clearest places where mindset reveals itself. A poor mindset avoids risk, holding tightly to what feels safe, fearing that failure will take away too much. But in doing so, it also avoids growth. A rich mindset, on the other hand, doesn't see risk as danger. It sees it as a classroom. Every risk is a chance to learn, to stretch, to discover something new. Failure isn't the end. It's simply feedback, a lesson that sharpens the path forward. The difference lies in how each person interprets uncertainty, as something to run from or something to grow through. Because the truth is, without risk, there is no progress, and without progress, there is no wealth. A poor mindset spends time waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, the right resources, the right opportunities, believing that success depends on something outside of their control. But the truth is, perfect conditions rarely exist. A rich mindset understands this and chooses to create opportunities instead of waiting for them. It takes small steps, makes use of what's available, and builds momentum even when circumstances aren't ideal. Progress doesn't come from waiting for permission, it comes from action. Those who wait will always find reasons to delay, while those who create find ways to move forward. The difference is simple. One waits for life to change, the other begins by changing themselves. A poor mindset often sees learning as something that ends once school is finished, believing knowledge is fixed and opportunities are limited. But a rich mindset views learning as a lifelong journey, an ongoing process that keeps opening new doors. It understands that skills can always be developed, perspectives can always expand, and wisdom can always deepen. This mindset is not afraid of being a beginner, because it sees starting over not as failure, but as growth. The willingness to learn, unlearn, and relearn becomes the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Those who embrace continuous growth don't just adapt to life, they shape it. A poor mindset often focuses on immediate gratification, seeking quick rewards without considering long-term consequences. It chases comfort now, even if it sacrifices future growth. A rich mindset, on the other hand, understands the power of patience and delayed gratification. It invests time, effort, and resources today for results that may come years later. This mindset is willing to endure short-term discomfort because it knows the payoff will be far greater in the long run. Whether it's saving money, building skills, or nurturing relationships, the rich mindset is anchored in vision and discipline. It's the ability to wait, to persevere, and to trust the process that creates lasting success. A poor mindset often sees failure as the end, a reason to stop, or even proof that success isn't possible. It becomes a barrier that prevents progress. But a rich mindset views failure completely differently. It sees it as feedback, a lesson, a stepping stone toward improvement. Every setback carries information about what works and what doesn't, and those with a growth-oriented mindset know how to extract value from those experiences. They don't fear failure because they understand it's part of the process, not the conclusion. The difference lies in perspective. One gives up, the other adapts and grows. And it's that willingness to learn from failure that separates those who stay stuck from those who ultimately succeed. At the end of the day, the real difference between the rich and poor mindset isn't about money. It's about perspective. One mindset sees obstacles, the other sees opportunities. One focuses on limitations, the other focuses on possibilities. When you shift how you think, you shift how you act. And when you shift how you act, you change the outcomes of your life. The truth is, wealth starts long before it shows up in your bank account. It begins in your mind. If you want to change your future, you must first change the way you think today. That's where the journey truly begins.